All right, let's get another point of view. Our pal Bernie Goldberg, the purveyor of BernardGoldberg.com, is already going crazy on the website with all kinds of analysis about the election. Joins us from Miami. I'd ask you the same question I asked the congressman. What's the big thing for you as an American, as you know, a loyal citizen, from the vote?
Well, let's get the obvious out of the way. It was a rejection of the Biden administration. It was a rejection of inflation. It was a rejection of the border. It was a rejection of crime in big cities. But it was also a rejection of elite condescension aimed at, I use the term in the best sense, ordinary Americans. People have had enough of this. They don't want to be called stupid because they didn't see how great Bidenomics was. They don't want to be called a bigot because they're against illegal immigration. They don't want to be called a transphobe because they don't think boys, biological boys, should be allowed to play on girls' teams. They don't want to be called garbage. They don't want to be called Hitler. They don't want to be called deplorables. They don't like Mark Cuban's analysis, if that's the right word, that the only women that Trump likes to be near are stupid, weak women. They're tired of the whole thing. Now, I acknowledge that the bigger reason was the economy and the border. But Democrats will be making a big mistake if they don't understand the condescension factor. You know, people have had enough, and they said, I'll clean it up, Bill. They said, screw me, screw you.
And I agree with that. But the Democrats really believe that. They believe that if you support Trump, you're a Nazi. I mean, that's what they believe. But let's get back to nuts and bolts. I was pretty surprised that Kamala Harris, who's an intelligent woman, was such a terrible candidate, just flat out refused to answer questions. I don't know how she thought she'd get away with that, but she was an awful candidate. Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right. But I'll tell you why she thought she can get away with it. I'm surprised you didn't pick up on this immediately, because they had liberal journalists were sitting there while she and her allies, her surrogates, were making outrageous allegations against anybody who wore a red MAGA hat. And the journalists were sitting there like potted plants and nodding in agreement. If you have the media, weak as it is, weak as it's become, on your side, you think you don't have to answer questions.
Not in this day and age, though, with the social media and operations like yours and mine, okay, having a reach that is into the multi-millions. And when you go on a show and the interviewer, me, you, whoever it may be, asks you a direct question and you won't answer it, you're insulting not only the interviewer, but the folks who are watching.
Yeah, you're insulting them, yes. And they also pick up on that, not just the insult. They pick up on, wait a second, the person just asked you a question. The person asked you, do you think it's a nice day out today? And you went to word salad city. Right. Instead of saying, yes, it's a nice day out today. You said holistically, in terms of the weather, if we're talking about climate versus weather, shut up. Just answer the damn question.
But she never got that. And here's the ultimate irony. We're going to do this heavy tomorrow on Thursday on the No Spin News. The media that despised Donald Trump to an extent never before seen in America, except for Abraham Lincoln, that media has destroyed itself forever. So Trump's revenge is number one, winning, getting power back. But number two, the fake news, he doesn't have to do anything else. They've destroyed themselves.
Did you ever talk to Lincoln personally about that?
Grant. Lincoln was a little bit before my time, but I got Ulysses into a conversation about it.
You know, you've said this before, Bill, about how the media has finished itself. there's no question that their influence isn't what it used to be in the days of Walter Cronkite or even Dan Rather and Peter Jennings. But how is it going? It's still going to be there. It's going to be a shell of itself.
That's right. A shell of itself.
People are going.
Right. So, but it doesn't matter. And all of the hierarchy at ABC, NBC, and CBS are going to be fired by next summer. All of them are going to go. You wait, mark my words. And it's a whole different thing now that when people want information, they're not going to go on to television news, and that includes cable. They're going to come to us because we're honest.
I hope you're right, and I suspect you are. You know, if they
tomorrow
go to
we'll
you
prove it.
we
have the numbers.
You and I are not indebted to anybody but our audience.
That's right. I'm indebted to guys like you to come on and chat with me. I mean, there are some people who still refuse to do that. I think, Bernie, they just don't understand my charm. They just can't lock in on it, you know?
I've always understood your charm, such as it is.
Right, which is a deficit for you. All right, Bernie Goldberg, I want everybody to go to bernardgoldberg.com. Look at his election analysis. Certainly worth doing that. Thanks, Bernie. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on X. Look for @Bill O'Reilly.